This year, we didn't even talk real estate at all, but I really enjoyed this year. It was just really just get to know everybody in the group and really just, I think it really highlighted for me that, everybody is going through something. And if we're either not in a crisis, we're exiting one, or we're probably about to be in one. And
everybody, you're either headed into a crisis, you're in a crisis, or you're coming out of a crisis.
You're coming out of one. And it's so true. It's so true. Even the most successful of us have problems. And what it really did for me is it, I often try to compare myself to people, and it's probably not the best trait or habit that I have, but it was just really eye-opening, to know that even some of these people that, well, you of course are one of them, but that I really, really look up to and respect like hell, they don't have a perfect life either. People have struggles.
No, and to be clear, Multipliers was there to help really successful people keep from imploding because of the external throes of life, not just the business problems.
The
business problems are enough to make you implode.
Yes.
If your business isn't going right, even if your business is running like a train down a track, which mine is, it's doing well. I'm surprised every day with COVID and the chaos that's out there that I'm still running on track. I did 83 houses in 2020, short of my normal 100, but it was still a great year. Going into 2020, I had no idea how it was going to end up. I was scared to death, but it went good. The thing is, my particular, issue is my spouse has 14 years into Parkinson's, and it's talking about 24-hour care and being there and all this other stuff. And it's a heavy load, and I was able to share that with 50 grown men in a confidential arena. Men brought all kinds of issues there.
All kinds of stuff. But I left there though, Mitch, feeling very good about myself, not because I'm in a crisis necessarily, but just to know that not everybody's perfect and people struggle and people have internal stuff going on, and, it's okay. That's normal. It's not abnormal, I think, is a good way to word it.
What was abnormal about that meeting is that 50 men took down their guard.
All of them, every one of us
took down their guard and got down to some really tough stuff. And it was nice that you weren't judged there. I left there feeling like I had 50 friends.
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't get to meet them all because there's too many. It was too short a time, but I got to meet a lot of them. We got to meet each other through each other's presentation, if you want to call it that, or your story. So even the ones I didn't meet, I got to know pretty
and
good.
Everybody in that group is, a rock star in my eyes. Every single one of those guys. They're, even the ones that aren't necessarily doing, crazy real estate stuff, they have a big impact in some way, shape, or form, on me by what they're doing, the value they're providing, the businesses that are in. And, it's funny because we didn't talk a lot about real estate this year, and 80%, maybe even 90% of that group is real estate investors. Not all of us in there. There's probably 6 or 8 guys that aren't, but the majority of us are. And, I told Chris, the main guy, of course, that runs it, Chris Arnold, when we were leaving, and I go, man, this was the best year yet. And he goes, you told me that the last 2 years. And I go, but it is, man. It's a phenomenal group. And I'm really just proud.
I hope you're enjoying this conversation that I have with David Dodge and the BRRRR method. But before we continue on with that conversation, please hit that like button, hit that share button, and go ahead and subscribe right now. I certainly appreciate you being here, and we are going to be delivering tons of content in the future that you will not want to miss. All right, back to David Dodge and the BRRRR method.